What is going on, Toronto Raptor fans? It's been a minute. Caught up in, another league's playoffs a little bit, and there were some conflicts with Raptor games, and we actually have gone on a little bit of a winning streak. And with tonight's win, back to 500. But yeah, let's just ignore, please, what happened on Saturday in that other league that, might be reflected here and speaking of Joe Carter, they were really talking about Joe Carter as a walk-off. Oh, we should have had another memory of that. But anyway, I digress. Toronto Raptors finally played some defense and came through with a victory over the Milwaukee Bucks. I think we should have beat the Milwaukee Bucks the first time we played them. Excuse me, but unfortunately we couldn't get it together. So yeah, tonight we win 128 to 100. Nice victory. It was turning into a little bit of they were creeping in. I think they got it to within 8. At the end of the third quarter, or maybe that was the very beginning of the fourth quarter. But yeah, luckily Raptors held on defensively and other things. It seems like at the beginning of the year, obviously the rotation was a little bit suspect. They didn't know what exactly to do. Pirtle was injured as well, which doesn't help at all. MAMU certainly seems to be Mamas Vela, Veli, whatever, getting closer to having it memorized. But he has been contributing a lot. And really, a lot of this turnaround has been because of him stepping up, either them figuring out sort of how to use him better. It's looking nice from 3-point land, but even a couple of plays not around the rim. I guess they were maybe 4 or 5 feet away. He was hitting those shots, and that is a beautiful thing to see. But overall tonight, I mean, the Raptors did amazing from 3-point range. We were in the 40 something percent. I don't want to exaggerate, so let me just triple check here. 44.7% as a team, pretty good. And some really nice things to see, like Mr. Scotty Barnes. He's not been crazy taking the threes, thank goodness. Um, Excuse me, pardon me. He was at 60% and RJ at 50% from 3-point range, which is great. Uh, Scotty's, yeah, 3 of 5. So nice to see. And there was one that was really nice. He didn't even think Ingram gave him a nice bounce pass, and he was sitting in the corner, yes, but he got he needs to get that catch and shoot going. It seems maybe more when he misses, he is doing the dribble up and trying to pull up and shoot one. But yeah, this was without hesitation. The bounce pass came, threw it right up and drained it. And then coming off our bench, Mamas Veli was 60% also from 3, which is fantastic to see. Grady Dick, 75% from 3. He was 3 of 4. Obviously, sounds a lot better to say 75%. And Jacoby Walter, 50%. So it looks like what they're doing here with the rotation. I mean, even though weirdly Battle had an amazing game the other day with 26, I think. And I like Jameson Battle. I really believe last year, had they given him more minutes and figured out how to use him better, he could have been a 3-point assassin and potentially won, Rookie of the Year. I think he has that much skill in his shooting. He needs to develop a little bit, on defense and some other plays maybe in his arsenal, because possibly why he's not getting enough open looks is that everyone sort of knows that this guy's going to take a 3 if he ends up with the ball. So he's got to maybe develop like Grady Dick has with that sort of move to the basket. Pardon me. Because yeah, it seems like it would serve him well. Like Grady Dick overall had 14 points tonight. And the rest of the team, did great. So the rotation being tightened up with they're obviously starting quickly, RJ, Barnes, Pirtle, and Ingram, but they seem to drop off. Shead seems to come in, and then he's playing with Scotty and Ingram, and then they kind of put Grady Dick in there with Sandro Mamasvili was in parts of that. And then it seemed like they like RJ quickly, Pirtle with uh, oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? With Jacoby Walter, Jesus Christ, I was just talking about the guy, and then Colin Murray Boyle. So I like it. Murray Boyle seems solid on defense, and he seems to be hitting his stride offensively. Of course, as I say that tonight, he had 2 points, um, but that's why he sat actually, and they were even saying on the broadcast that he didn't have it offensively early on. So MAMU got a few extra minutes in there. They still kept CMB in for 15 minutes of the game. But yeah, see, Jamal Shead was 17, Grady Dick 22, and then the only other guys with anything were kind of Mogbo. Battle got some minutes, but that was really at the end in garbage time, and same with Agbaji. They did leave Grady Dick in as well for that part, and Sandro, but that's where they crept over the 20-minute mark. They probably were going to sit at around 18, 17, 18. So yeah, seems like the rotation is good as these guys get more used to playing with each other. I think they're going to continue to thrive overall. It's looking like a solid team. It's looking like what they sort of envisioned. Because believe me, I was getting nervous. If you watched my first video, I predicted these guys are going to get the 6th seed and actually make the playoffs without having to do the plan. I don't think I went more aggressive than that. I actually have the piece of paper somewhere over here. I'll dig that out because did I get crazy and say 5th? But I think I said 6th. One thing I gotta maybe go back on though is, whoa, man, I'm a little bit of a 76er hater. I will admit that, but geez, this VJ Edcom guy that they have drafted has looking pretty good, especially with Tyrese Maxey. They don't even need George or Embiid to do anything. They won again tonight. Just quickly in the other games in the NBA, we got the Magic losing to the Hawks, 99-79. A little surprising. I think the Magic should, be a better team than that, but they've got the same record as the Hawks. 76ers starting off the season 6-1. They beat the Bulls 111 to 106. And then we've got the Charlotte Hornets beating the Pelicans 110 to 105. So, yeah. Suns and Warriors are just underway. Warriors are up 8-5, but it's early in the first quarter. So Raptors, decent, doing decent. Like getting back to 500. They were talking about some of the positions last year in where teams ended up, and Detroit had the 6th seed, and they were 48, 44, and 38. Which I believe is a record that we should be able to achieve. I mean, right now we're sitting in 8th at 500, but some teams ahead of us that it's going to filter out. I don't think the Heat are going to stick around in 5th. I don't think the Bulls are going to hang around either. 6th. Sorry, 2nd. 5-1, man. Oh my gosh, wow. That's a crazy start for the Bulls if they hang on. I'm gonna have to do like a 2-month in assessment on where everybody is going. But yeah, Raptors are heading in the right direction up, and we have most of the teams behind us that we predicted. Orlando Magic are a little surprising at 10th, but they possibly have some injuries. I think I saw Suggs was injured, and maybe they've got a couple other people. So we'll check into that for some commentary. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. I don't know if you noticed, I got a bit more. It would be really sweet to break 100. So, yeah, if you don't mind hitting that button, it costs nothing. And these videos are commercial free. So, you can breeze through them. You don't have to have YouTube jamming 6, 7 commercials into a 12-minute video and then jamming them in at the end. That's the most annoying thing lately. Anyway, Mr. Beast for President. I will see you guys next time. Later.